She's been compared to both Jane Austen and Nora Ephron.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Unfavorably, I assume.
And I also want to say that Sabrina just said that a reason to break up with someone the day after their mother dies is because you've already been cheating on them. I don't agree with that.
This was sort of the equivalent of an adult Go Dog Go.
I don't need Cormac McCarthy. I've read it. It doesn't make me feel nice the whole time I'm reading it.
Nice and stupid.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Mean Book Club. This week we read The Bodyguard by Katherine Center. Ooh, action.
What an awful thing we do at the top of every episode.
Yeah.
Dolphin noises into the microphone. Why?
Why dolphin noises, Sabri?
I don't know. The most elite form of joy.
Oh, okay, sure.
Oh.
Yeah. Does that mean you like this one? All right. We are Mean Book Club. We read New York Times bestsellers that you think shouldn't be. Maybe you read them with your book club and you were like, Jesus Christ. And you told us to do it. So that's what we're doing.
I like how you just pivoted that fully. It used to be that we think shouldn't be. And now
now we don't do that.
Changed.
We take it. We do fully do suggestions from our audience.
Yeah.
We don't think
we're
of books
famous
anymore.
now.
We started as a season and we just kept rolling.
Yeah.
We loved how lazy we could be ultimately.
I liked including others.
Oh,
yeah. Widening the scope. We get books we wouldn't necessarily find.
That's true.
Has nothing to do with laziness for me.
It has a lot to do with laziness for me.
Yeah.
And I know that you're lying, but I can't even buy into it.
I can't even play the game.
I mean, we're already chatting. You already know us, but I'll tell you who we are anyway. As always, we're your hosts. I'm Sarah Burton.
I'm Clara Morris.
I'm Jonna.
And I'm Sabrina.
So why are we reading this book? Our amazing fan, Lauren Spears, recommended it. And she said, absolutely love the podcast. And I have a recommendation for you. The Bodyguard by Katherine Center. Looks like it only made the bestseller list once, but it was there. This book was really popular on BookTube and BookTok earlier this year. Every person I saw talk about it raved about it. So much so that I bought it just based on the recommendations. Thankfully, I got it from the library instead, because this book convinced me that I probably just don't like romance genre. I can appreciate why people would enjoy it. I'm counting on Sabrina.
Yeah,
there's some
girl.
fun tension and a bit of mystery going on, but I just found the male main character to be kind of unbearable. People specifically rave about the banter, and I'm a fan of sarcasm, but I could only interpret the male main's character humor as belittling. All right.
Every time you said, I just need to clarify for the audience. She's saying male main character. It was sounding like the mailman character.
I wish, The
mailman would have been a little bit more personality.
Once a day, the mailman belittles me, and then he goes on to the next house.
Oh, what'd you get? You got a AAA? You don't have a car? I don't know.
Good one. Got me.
Bitch,
Sarah. That's too real.
All right. So how did you guys read this book?
Audiobook, library, no wait. Nobody wants it.
Wow. Okay. I will say I got audiobook, library, also no wait, but there was only one copy left when I got it, so other people are waiting now. And I devoured it on 2.75 speed because I didn't want to do 3. I wanted to hear it more.
Wow, really? Oh my God. That's so funny.
I got it from the library and I need to talk to you about the library is getting way too big for its britches.
Someone's finally turning up. You're the biggest library lover.
I want to talk about something. A couple years ago, the library was like, we don't fine anyone anymore, so don't even worry about it if you have a book that's late or overdue. There's nothing we could do. We're helpless. We're weak. Okay. Then suddenly, out of nowhere, I get an email yesterday that's like, your books are 2 weeks overdue. And I was like, yeah, okay. What are you gonna do about it? Okay. Then today I get an email with an exclamation point. Like it's basically sent urgent from the library. And it's like, your items are now over 2 weeks overdue. Return the items in 24 hours or the cost of the items is going to be charged to your library account out of nowhere.
Okay, here's the thing. All they do, I've been holding on to 2 books for about a year now. Still have Colleen Hoover, November 9th.
Wow, that's a popular one.
Yeah, and that one I had to miss because I had work and I couldn't even read or record.
You are
so I've just been
close to a library. I can't even stress.
Oh my
it's
God.
like never open though. It's open 10 to 6.
But yeah,
no, they don't. They don't have a book drop.
Just leave it on the
steps. Have a book drop. They do not have an after hours book drop.
Their problem.
That is their problem.
These books.
Well, and what they'll do is they will.
He's just screaming about a book drop.
They will put the charge on your account. It's not like you have a credit card hooked up to it. They're not taking the money. You're not getting sent to collections as I was in 2011.
Okay,
and then they
send you to collections.
I once got sent to collections over a library.
That's really funny.
Under $5.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Okay, so the library's always been a little big in its pants.
And so, Sabrina, I'm sorry, your advice is to do what you did before and wait until collections comes calling.
Wait.
I'm saying now they're not going to do it.
They're not going to send you.
They're not going to send you collections.
So out of spite, you're holding the book for a year?
No. Okay, here's where I am with these books. I would like to read them.
Okay.
But also, I have no ability to return them. The library is open 10 to 6. I am never home during those hours.
I think you can drop it off at any library.
I work in Manhattan. Branch. I live in Brooklyn.
You can't drop it in Manhattan.
No,
Brooklyn Library is different. But there are other Brooklyn libraries.
I can't just give it to a different library.
I think you might
be just able put it at a bookstore and then the bookstore will
It does seem like
I'm going to look this up. Wait, okay, let's look it up. I bet there is one main library in Brooklyn that is open longer.
I'm not going there.
Okay, well, this is again
a mile from my house.
That sounds so close.
Stop defending the library, Sarah. This is ridiculous.
Big book we're fighting here.
Oh, wow.
The library is out way over its skis right now. Okay? Fining me. Telling me you put a charge on my account. Get the fuck out.
Yeah. Kill him.
I thought maybe they would stop you from getting more books or something.
That would be something
they
within
don't.
their power that they should.
Well, no, guess what? It's now in their power, Sabrina, because that was part of the email too.
Yeah.
They said, I can't check out more books. I can't put any books on hold.
You
I cannot renew books. They're telling me you can't.
Is it the Brooklyn Public Library? Again, 2 books over a year.
I
realize this doesn't reflect well on me.
Their policies, Sabrina. They have.
I currently have those books on my desk.
I'm telling you right now.
I check out ebooks all the time.
I'm sending this recording to the Brooklyn Public Library.
Please don't. This will be used in the trial again.
They're proud of it.
Taking advantage of my generosity and my goodwill and all the good press I've given them over the years on this
you
podcast.
really have.
I'm trying to do a public service, okay? And then now they're gonna I have to return my books within a window.
Yeah.
How did you read this book, Shauna?
I got it out of the library.
Just a regular book, a paperback.
Wait,
book. Okay.
should we be going
Hardback.
to the library and putting our postcards in the books
that would require you to be able to make it between 10 and 6?
Somebody else will do it, but
It's just me. I'm the only one left.
Yeah. Should Jonna be going to the library?
I do go to the library.
I go to the library.
Well, not anymore.
All right, guys. I also did audiobook from library. So let's move on. All right, we got a summary. I don't know. Who hasn't done a summary? Who hasn't read for a summary in a while?
Me.
Okay. Well, sorry.
I said it first.
I don't think that's true. Jonna, you can read it. It's the italicized.
Wow.
And I didn't reread this after I wrote it, so please, as you go, fix any grammar.
Didn't reread it.
I'm going to stick true to as you wrote it.
Okay,
wow,
great.
Just a whole big thing. Okay, here we go.
So much text. I'm so sad I didn't say it first.
That I did. Hannah doesn't look like your typical bodyguard. She's like a little girl in a pantsuit who is also ugly. But after her mother dies and her boyfriend dumps her for being a bad kisser, this workaholic gets assigned to be a bodyguard for Jack Stapleton, Hollywood heartthrob. He probably killed his brother in a drunk driving accident a few years back, but now his mommy's sick and he needs to go home. There's just one problem. He has a stalker. It's a really low threat level, but for some reason, Hannah has to be his bodyguard and pretend to be his girlfriend so his family doesn't know he has a bodyguard and a stalker, even though he's a movie star, and both of those things would not be weird. And wouldn't you know, these two freaks fall in love. Only Hannah isn't sure if he's just acting. Plus, she's ugly, so why would he like her? Turns out, he likes her because she is mean to him, which she isn't. But it makes sense that a pampered movie star wouldn't really know what mean is. Oh God, I clicked away from it.
Oh,
I'll
my
pick
God.
it up. What about the stalker? Does anything action-packed happen? Not really. She leaves some sweaters and requests for semen, but gets caught without Hannah's involvement and gets sent home. Problem solved! Exclamation point.
It's time for Hannah and Jack to go on a real date. But Jack says he was just acting, and Hannah runs away crying. Is this a twist? No, it's not. There's really a man with a gun holding Jack hostage. Sounds like the security team Hannah works for kind of sucks, right?
Okay, me now. Turns out she sucks at her job too. She doesn't even have a gun on her. So she runs at the crazy guy with a corkscrew. But turns out the crazy guy just wants Jack to watch him kill himself. But Hannah convinces him life is worth living, and we have to hear about his successful birdhouse business on Etsy for a few pages.
What a story where none of the main characters have any flaws, except for being ugly. What a triumph. What a waste of my time.
So glad I didn't read that last part. Fake
Wow.
part.
There you go. That's like the back of the book blurb, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, I like thinking that Jocko felt the pressure of having to read the thing, and then she just panic clicked away.
I don't know how.
What are you clicking on? Oh, yeah.
It's
kind of
page scrolled up.
self-sabotage is that?
That happens to me a lot. actually.
Click, 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 click.
But it was going so well too. That's what's frustrating. It was,
It's
a lot of
just-
people were saying one of the best summaries ever.
Why was your handyman near a mouse?
I will say it was a very, other than the hate, good summary.
Oh,
I
wow.
thought it was very thorough.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
good.
There wasn't
it got
much
a lot
that
of my
happened.
problems. Yeah.
The
In the
one
book.
critique I will give you is that you did tell the whole book, which you have told me I'm not allowed to do.
Rules
Yeah.
might be
Sarah
different for
does
her.
Yeah, rules are different for me. That's why. Jonna, do we have a Jonna's jugs for this one?
Yes, we certainly do. And the joy of Jonna's jug. So the really nice thing about this jug was that I was able to show up here today to Sabrina's apartment and without bringing a single thing. And I was provided dinner, I was provided a recording snack, and I was provided a Jonna's jug. And
She didn't ask for any of those things in advance, just to lay the groundwork there.
just to make it clear exactly how rude I am. I just can't say,
Yeah.
boy, I'm hungry. Okay, so it looks like this is sort of it's called Charles and Charles. It's a red blend from the Columbia Valley, Washington. Whoa, which is where Meg and Sabrina honeymooned.
We honeymooned in Oregon, but very close.
And then the tie to the
Nothing
book.
to do with the book. Yeah, what's the tie-in with the book here?
Okay,
The American
the
flag.
American flag.
It's protect our country, protect our celebrities.
It is sort of like it does seem like a thin blue line kind of wine bottle.
Okay.
Black and white flag, really American. Yeah. So
Okay.
any
You know what?
questions?
Okay. So you don't have
It's
a Jonna's
good.
jugs.
It's
but
actually
Sabrina
really good.
got you some wine that's nice to
Yeah.
drink together.
Mhm. It's nice.
Just
I can't
wanted
wait
to
until you
clarify.
guys can join on the jugs again.
Me
You
too.
can jug it up.
Yeah. Well, maybe
Claire,
we'll
remember
try
when you were
to.
getting real into the jugs?
Yeah. I kind of don't. Before the
I
first
don't.
baby.
You were making yourself little like gin and tonics or
Oh,
something.
right. Clinky, clinky, clinky. Yeah.
Yeah, they were
That was
fun.
fun. I was, yeah.
Wow, it's been so long since you've had a drink that you think clinky,
Forgot.
clinky, clinky makes sense.
What was this? Yeah, before the pandemic, right? I don't fucking remember.
No, it was
No,
like,
it was in between. It was not long ago. It was when we had our sober guest on. Was the first one.
Nice. That's why we don't guess anymore. We don't want to risk it.
Yeah, we've insulted.
we haven't had
Our-
guests.
No, we've had no guests this season
I've
at all.
loved it.
Yeah.
Nice
All
to
right,
know
guys.
us again.
Just the friends, we call it.
Okay, but sometimes
take
the
a-
guests are friends too. Just like
Yeah,
the listeners are
just
friends as well.
the friends.
All right, let's take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back with more Bodyguard.
Or some bodyguard. We haven't really done any yet.
And we're back. All right.
Hi.
The book. Hi. The book we're talking about, it's The Bodyguard. We already told you. It was a New York Times bestseller. It was for hardcover fiction in August 2022, although it did debut at number 11 on the New York Times bestseller list. It was also a Book of the Month club pick, and as mentioned before, popular on BookTok. The book is by Katherine Center, who is known as the reigning queen of comfort reads. She was born in Houston, Texas, which also was the setting of this book, in 1972. So she's like 51 years old, which I do appreciate. I like it when we're like talking about someone who's didn't get a book deal at 22.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Apparently she wrote her first novel in 6th grade. It was fan fiction
doesn't
about
count.
Duran. It was not published,
I
but
love
That doesn't count. You can't say that's your
love
first
it.
novel.
I'm
Then we.
fine with it.
An unpublished novel is still a novel.
No, it's not when you're in 6th grade.
She later, fast forward, she graduated from St. John's School and Vassar College. She got an MA from University of Houston, where her graduate thesis was a finalist for the Mary MacArthur Prize in short fiction. So after that, she was like, I got it. I'm making it big. But then she spent the next decade struggling to become a writer, until she finally got her first, a book deal for her first novel. A few other fun facts about her. One of her sisters is the U.S. Representative Lizzie Fletcher, who's a Democrat representing Houston area.
Cool.
Yes, as noted, she lives in Houston. She has a husband, two teenagers, and a fluffy but fierce dog. She says
that.
she writes laugh and cry books about how life knocks us down and how we get back up. Deep rom-coms that are, as she puts it, half struggle and growth and half love story. She's been
No.
compared to both Jane Austen and Nora Ephron.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Sorry. Wow. Unfavorably, I assume.
What was the comparison
see
you're
it.
upset about, Nora Ephron?
Yeah. I mean, sure. I mean, yeah, a little, like, sure. I think it's fair to say you could compare someone. Like, I can compare,
Yeah.
like,
Apples to oranges,
Anything.
but
yeah,
you
yeah,
know.
yeah, I can compare anything. I can compare.
You can't even come up with examples.
Okay, I was gonna say Timothy Chalamet to Sam Rockwell, but I understand people like Timothy Chalamet. I was trying to think of like
Oh, I
worst
was like,
actor to
I
best
love
actor.
Timothy
Oh,
Chalamet.
yeah.
But I that was unfortunately my first example was I
Okay,
was like,
it's
this
a
is gonna be a
controversial.
controversial
Yeah.
first example.
Yeah.
Sure,
I
I
was
can
like,
compare Selena
Timothy
Gomez
Chalamet
to
is-
Sam Rockwell.
Yeah.
There you go.
It's not going to look good on
I feel like
her.
she's also very popular. I don't.
Okay, well, it's
But
wrong.
not at acting.
That's wrong. Timothy
Not at
Chalamet, I could see the argument for.
I don't
You
know. I
can't
don't
see it
have
for
a-
Selena Gomez.
I don't have a
From
problem with
Wizard
Selena.
of
Watch-
Waverly Place.
I don't know anything about that. All I know
Have
is
you
that I
watched
would
How
rather
to
have
the
a
Murder Show?
mannequin in
Did you watch
The
the
Murder
Murder
Show.
Show?
I've never
Oh,
seen it,
okay.
so I cannot.
Oh, yeah, she's really
mannequin
bad.
would be a better performance.
Wow.
Oh,
I
no.
feel
That's true,
strongly.
I want to
unfortunately.
watch that show, not
It is a good show.
because of this conversation, but
But all right, anyway, to go back to Katherine Center, her first book, 2006, Bright Side of Disaster. It was actually
Cute
optioned
title.
into
Mhm.
Varsity Pictures. I don't know if it became a movie because I did not look beyond that. In
Varsity
2018, which is her sixth book, How to Walk Away, that was a New York Times bestseller and a Book of the Month Club pick. And like since then, all of her books have been New York Times bestsellers and Book of the Month Club picks.
Wow.
Adaptations of her novels, The Lost Husband came out in 2022 and on Netflix, and Happiness for Beginners came out in 2021. And that was filmed for Netflix starring Ellie Kemper and Luke Grimes. I don't know if anybody's seen those.
Movie.
Oh, I like Ellie Kemper a lot.
Yeah,
I
she
fell
apparently
asleep during the movie, but I did like it. It features the guy from Yellowstone who plays
Luke Grimes. Yeah,
Dutton.
one of the Duttons. Wow.
My problem with the 6th grade novel thing is like she thinks like putting that into like what the bio on her website or some bullshit like that. It's like it feels very much like she's saying like I was better than other 6th graders. I wasn't,
No.
you know.
I don't know.
I
If
feel
you
like
relatable.
readed a novel in 6th grade, I'd be.
You didn't write little story. What is she calling a novel? And like
I like to say I wrote a novel in 5th grade. It's really bad, but I relate to her that way.
Right, but would you ever put that in?
Yeah,
bio?
I would. Okay. It was called No One to Turn To, and it was about a young girl whose parents she's very rich, she's a snob, then her parents get divorced, she moves in with her dad in a double wide trailer, and she has to get a job at McDonald's, which wasn't because I couldn't say McDonald's. I was so worried about the rights. Exactly. I was already looking forward to being able to sell it. Yeah,
you gotta be careful.
It just seems like she's really proud of something that it just seems like she's saying she's better than us and always has been. Pisses me off.
All right, I see. Well, anyway,
thank you for your understanding.
Yes. In terms of this book we're talking about, she wrote this book during the pandemic. Apparently,
did she?
Originally,
she's one of those people that did something during the pandemic.
Originally, she was having trouble focusing, and originally the male character, the Jack Stapleton character, was like a scientist or something, and she was like, I'm having such a hard time researching what do scientists do, and her editor was like, just make him a movie star, and she was like, oh, that sounds more fun, and so that's what she did.
That sounds like
easier to write.
Don't admit it. I mean, yeah, it sounds better. To make that switch is like, did you even care about it in the first place?
It makes sense to me because I was like, this character is so like does not act like a movie star in any way, or is like there's nothing to him that is other than that she keeps telling us he was in movies that would make me think he was in movies. So that makes sense to me that it was just like a random change. And that was, I think, a good one for selling the book.
It's not like he seems like he could have been a scientist. He was just sort of
he's so bland. Yeah. He's so fucking bland.
He is so inoffensive in every way too. Yeah. And like there's nothing neurotic or crazy about him. Like I feel like the author has never interacted with a celebrity even from afar. Not even at like a book signing.
Even though she does say though that I think Josh Duhamel was in one of her The Lost Husband adaptations, and she just briefly says, "Well, I met him." Yeah, and that was all that she had.
She met him the way like any fan meets a celebrity, where it's just like he's very nice. He does a signing or something. They do a picture, and you just walk away, and you're like, you know who's really nice? Josh Duhamel. Really nice. It's like you don't see Josh Duhamel screaming at a toll booth attendant. But I bet this character has done that, and I want to see it.
Yeah,
actually, you don't really think so because he's just so blah.
Yeah,
he's
I don't.
So
really
boring.
It felt like maybe she was
seems like a nice celebrity who didn't let it
doesn't
go to
seem
his
like
head.
a celebrity.
He doesn't seem like a celebrity, is what he.
It's almost like she was trying to be like celebrities can be like real people too.
For the whole movie, he's back home with his family. I feel like we all like. Okay, for example, if you know somebody who's from Alabama and in New York, they've got like this very slight Southern accent, right? But as soon as their parents come to town, they're like, y'all, I gotta get some crackers. I don't know.
I don't know.
Classic
This
I
book
don't.
have any-
Maybe that's like an accent thing. I'm okay. As someone
Y'all,
who
I gotta get some ketchup on my hot dog. Like,
I essentially, live in Hollywood. I'm surrounded by these celebrities all the time, and I can tell you one thing I know about them, and that's that they love to name drop. They love
is
to
so
talk
real,
about their
Sarah.
projects. They love
Yes.
to constantly make what they do sound important, and Jack does none of those things, and so I immediately thought, bullshit.
There, you nailed it.
yeah, that's true. That's true.
He does. We don't even like hear about like his childhood acting camp or plays at school. Like they're in his childhood home. They talk about the childhood pictures on the wall. None of them are from school plays or anything.
Yeah, I think
It's
they
like-
just inferred he had like ADD or something, and so he wasn't as good at school as his brothers, and that's all. And I guess if you're bad at school, you have to become a famous actor.
It was like my brother took over the ranch. My other brother became a veterinarian, and then there was just me left. Well, I had to go out to Hollywood and become a famous actor. Who do you think the actor was in the author's mind that was the archetype
No
for?
idea.
Yeah, I don't.
I
think
have
she-
no
I had a
idea.
very specific vision the whole time,
Who?
which is the character in the TV show This Is Us. His
I don't watch
he
that.
in the TV show, his name is Kevin. It's about triplets essentially, and one of them is a famous actor, and that is who I had. Not a real celebrity, a person.
So
playing
you
a
had to
celebrity.
go to another story that someone else wrote to make this book.
Another
Seem real.
fictionalized actor.
Yeah.
That is who is in my head the whole time.
It was hard for me because I think the one thing we knew about his character is that he had disappeared from the spotlight for a few years. And to me, that's like a weird kind of actor that actually makes me feel like, my God, I'm like, now I'm blanking, but he's like, who was in
Joaquin
Transformers? Oh, Joaquin Phoenix, or like somebody who you're like, oh, kind of interesting, a little out there, but like, no, it wasn't that.
It is
at
like an actor
all.
playing an actor. That's the
Yeah.
level of kind of character building and depth that we have. It's like this feels like someone
Shia LaBeouf
pretending to
is
be
who I was
Brad
thinking.
Pitt.
I would love to refute this, but I do feel like I am the reason we got here to actor playing actor. I
It's
love it.
it's what you said. So.
Yeah, it is what I said. It's exactly what I said.
But I said it louder.
No,
I-
but like
no,
you
no,
said it like an
you
insult, and I
clarified
said
it.
it like it was
Like a
just
dream.
like nice.
Interesting.
I feel like there wasn't a good enough physical description for me to put it on a famous actor.
Yeah,
I
he had
know.
abs. I don't
We know that he
Right.
wears loose sweatpants and skin tight t-shirts.
You
to
know
bed.
what both those things mean?
Big dick.
Big dick.
Well,
Big dick.
hopefully you can see everything.
You see everything.
Yeah, sure. But
Yeah.
I would have liked more of that, the sexiness
I
in
would
descriptions
have
and stuff.
loved a little bit of sex.
If this
in
book
the
had been
novel.
horny, it would have changed a lot of things for me. But it
I knew
wasn't
it would
horny, and
No.
There was a lot of like
was
laying
yuck.
next to each other
it was
and
boring
it was
as shit.
very PG with
They
It's
get
not
married at the end, and we only get a kiss described to us. A like closed mouth kiss. It's so bad.
There's not even a will they won't they at any point in the script.
No.
It's just like
Mm.
watch this gentle love story slowly unfurl.
I hated
Okay,
it.
there's a little bit of
hated it.
tension. Okay, okay.
No,
When-
not
There's
really.
a little
when-
bit of tension.
when-
There's a little bit of tension, you guys. There's the tension of when she is like, is he just acting? There's the tension of when her ex-boyfriend is like, you fucking uggo, you could never be his girlfriend.
She is described as quite
ex-boyfriend.
ugly in the book. But here's how we know she's not ugly. Can I tell you why? Because she's so petite. Oh my God. No one can even believe she's a bodyguard. Are you kidding me? She's so tiny. She is nothing compared to his 6'3" figure.
she
Barf.
flipped him. This part worked.
Yeah, I agree.
Everyone underestimates her because she's tiny and then she's like
She's
really
always like-
strong.
I
She's
thought
always
you
like,
might find
I'm
that
not
relatable.
little, you guys. I have a tall presence. Oh my God.
I hated
Love
that.
it.
I did
Mhm.
find like I'm like fine. The beginning. I mean, other than I was like, let's start with the bodyguard stuff. That's the most interesting. She's someone who doesn't look like a bodyguard. but like that's where we just have, it's a common misconception. And I'm like, oh, I'm on board for this. Because of course people might want a bodyguard that looks a little normal. Sure. What a great concept. I'm on board. And then it's like,
Love it. Love the concept.
but then like it just got worse.
It never
and worse
really
from there.
paid off. So like the
Never
only
paid
time
off.
she
Never.
does bodyguard stuff is when Jack is like, I don't believe you can. And then she hurts him and he's like, cool.
Excuse me. Also the like climax of the book.
Yeah, we'll
she
get to
does
that.
bodyguard
We'll get to
stuff.
I don't
that.
think
I was
she really
asleep.
does.
I don't think she does either. I think
Okay, the
anybody
whole
could have
point
done what
is-
she did.
No, the whole point is that it's not about brute force. It's about
Or
Anybody though.
risks,
Yeah.
right?
And there was just like, but there was no like bodyguard knowledge she used other than like the fact that she had access to the security footage. It was so lame. It was so lame.
And throughout
his
the
body
book,
language.
But
she
Sabrina, in your mind, her big thing is that she like assesses risks, right?
Yeah.
So
my God,
I guess
Mhm.
just like to kind of back that up, at one point in the book, she gets surrounded by cows and she screams because she didn't see them coming, even though she's on a ranch, a cattle ranch. And then
Yeah.
another time in the
And
book, she wades into the Brazos River. And she's never heard of this river, even though she's living on it. And it's her
Yeah.
entire job in the
to
whole
do
world
research.
to look at potential threats to her principal, Jack. But she wades into the river and then she gets pulled under, and the person she's supposed to be protecting has to pull her out.
Yeah.
Of
I was
the
so
scary
annoyed at
tornado
that.
river.
I was like, she's the
Okay.
bodyguard. We should be seeing
Yeah.
her getting to save people. I have to
Right.
still see a man
In
save her.
fairness,
So boring.
her like he has a stalker. She's assessing that. She's not assessing nature and power.
No,
Because
she
Okay,
was
bodyguard's
supposed to be.
job is
Hold
to
on.
protect your body from
No, but
all
the whole
threats.
reason
But
that
she's
she's hired is for the specific
Yes.
threat.
But
But she-
someone who doesn't even know where they live at the beginning. It's like
She-
it's like a non-threat. It's so
And
stupid.
well, they do a lot of telling where she claims she can read people really well, read situations really well, has all this awareness, but then she keeps getting into these situations where she doesn't have any awareness at all. Like she's unaware that a river can have its bottom drop out.
Her
all of a
mom
sudden.
just died.
Well, if you're going to
She
use
shouldn't
that,
be at work.
Then
and-
she shouldn't be. Yes, that's all true, but like she also doesn't like use that as a reason for why. It's
And
just
She
like
doesn't
she's
know.
a
If
clumsy
you're
She
right,
dumb
knows.
dumb.
It's
dumb.
first person. She's telling us what she thinks. She
She's a
doesn't know.
whoopsie clumsy dum dum who just happens to be an expert bodyguard. The character doesn't
It
make
doesn't
sense.
line
The
up.
personality doesn't make sense.
and she's writing it like the author chose to make her a bodyguard. So you don't need to be like, but she's really bad at it and can't do any of it because her mom died. It's like, you made her a bodyguard. Let her do a bodyguard thing. Let her do one bodyguard
Let her
thing.
do. She should be doing so much. She should be so much more action. But it was just like, I'm on vacation with my family I never had. I'm like, I don't want this. This is not the book I signed up for. I don't want this.
Also, like, yeah, to Claire's point, if I had a bodyguard who's like, I'm protecting Jonna from her stalker, and then I was like, okay, well, I'm even though I'm allergic to strawberries, I'm gonna eat some right now. Watch me. And the bodyguard was like, all right, go for it. I'd be like, you're a bad bodyguard.
Yeah.
Like, you can't be my bodyguard, protect me from a stalker, then let me walk in front of a moving car.
yeah.
You gotta be good at being a bodyguard.
She was bad at being a bodyguard, and her entire company was bad at.
I agree.
They like seemed to like find stuff like really late, and like they're like, oh, we got footage of the woman, but we couldn't get her face. It's like, are you fucking kidding me? You guys suck.
Listen, they're
You
not
suck.
computer manipulators. They're
They
should be.
they very
They're
much so
bodyguards.
should have those people on staff. They very
also-
much so.
I agree. I also want to say, like, socially, I think she is beyond inept. Like, I think she
Yeah.
is functionally at the level of like an 8-year-old, and I'm going to tell you why. She goes to the primary's house, Jack Stapleton, to meet him for the first time, and she's like, This is throughout the book, by the way. It's incredibly annoying. She's like, Jack Stapleton was giggling. Jack Stapleton was walking towards me. Blah blah blah. Always uses first and last name. Like, anyway, she shows up at his house and he answers the door and he doesn't have a shirt on. It's fine. We're two adults. You're coming to someone's house in the morning, very early morning. This is how the scene goes. Anyway, all I had to do was stick to the script. But wow, did I feel nervous. And that was before shocked the hell out of me by opening the door. shirtless, just opened up the front door to a total stranger, utterly naked from the waist up. What kind of power move is that?
That's not
Jesus
that weird.
Christ, I said, spinning around and covering my eyes.
That's if you went to the beach, this is what you'd see. It's so weird. Her reaction was so weird.
He
It's virginal.
is standing in front of her in frayed Levi's. She
has
squeezed
some
her eyes
issues.
closed tighter. So I
She's-
just want to like picture this in your mind's eye.
This is not a sex. This is why there's no sexual tension between the two. It sucked. It sucked. This book sucks so bad.
No, but it's like
opposite.
lighthearted
Sabrina,
cute
defend that.
romance.
Utterly naked
Sabrina,
from
defend-
the waist
Picture
up.
that scene in your mind.
An adult woman.
An adult woman squeezing her eyes closed so tight because there's
Jesus
somebody without a shirt in
Christ.
front
She
of her.
already looks
Well,
like a child
she's
trying to
at
pretend to be an
work.
adult.
Imagine your hot client at work was shirtless and you have a job to do.
You
I would
look
say,
at-
I
oh,
would do the
excuse
fucking
me.
You look
job.
at his eyes.
Oh,
No,
excuse
I would
me.
be like,
No, you wouldn't. Come on. Sabrina's holding up her hand. That's ridiculous.
That's just because you're
Please, my eyes. I'd probably
Okay.
get out my pepper spray, honestly.
okay.
Oh my
All right,
God.
ridiculous. I'm kidding. I'm
You
set
know
now.
it's indefensible. You know it's indefensible.
It's indefensible.
She's at work. I wouldn't want to objectify my client. EEO complaints.
So you would squeeze your eyes shut, turn around. Maybe
I feel like
would
that
say,
draws
"Oh,
more
excuse
attention
me."
to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've
And-
all been in rooms with people who are like changing or like whatever, like breastfeeding or something, and you just like look at their faces.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
don't go,
I
Sarah
don't
had it.
know.
Sarah had a good point about the
I will
beach.
say, if my client
Yeah,
or
go
my
to the
boss or
beach.
so, I keep picturing like a boss. If they started to undress, I would feel uncomfortable squeezing my eyes. Like clearly, they are under the impression that this is a fine thing to do. So it honestly almost feels rude.
Yeah. So from the beginning, we have two characters with jobs or careers that don't match their personalities, that don't make any sense.
exactly.
And yeah, and I guess like the tension is supposed to be, is he acting or isn't he? But it's like so obvious that he's not. It's like not
There's no-
even
yeah.
it's not even like close to being a mystery.
And he came up with the whole setup where she pretends to be his girlfriend, and it's just there's no way it was ever not.
Here's
gonna-
what I'll say.
Okay.
I think that the book wasn't a will they, won't they. It was a they will, but
It's just gonna take forever because they're
No, but, like,
stupid.
Stupid. Yeah.
no, it's
yeah.
like a they will, but there are other threats about that we
What are
get
the
to hear
fucking
about.
threats? The threats are like, oh no, the
The
mom, she's
stalker.
sick. Guess what? She was just dehydrated. Like it's just this keeps happening. It's like nothing. Oh no, there's a stalker. Oh, don't worry. She was like caught very easily off. Like not. This is like they talk about it afterwards. We don't see anything happening. We it's just over and over
That's
again.
true.
Just like
That's true.
what is? I was like, I could not believe how long it took for them to be any action, and then the action at the end, which I did mention in the summary, but we'll get to, I guess, talk about more, was just like, it was something, yeah, it could have been anybody. It didn't need to be a bodyguard thing. She didn't do
Yeah.
anything cool with a gun. She didn't do anything action oriented.
Cool at all.
It was
Yep.
so fucking
Never
boring.
once.
I would like to, before we get into the ending, I'd like to talk about one more character, her ex-boyfriend, Robbie.
Robbie.
Yeah.
What
yeah.
is wrong with him? And
Yeah.
is that
Yeah.
He's a piece
explained?
of shit. He's a full piece of shit.
So in the beginning of the book, he dumps her the day after her mother's funeral, and he seems just like extremely callous. He's really rude to her in the way he dumps her. He calls her a bad kisser and was like, "You're not fun. You're a bad kisser. You don't let people in," or whatever. And we kind of expect, and I guess he's just the villain who says that. Like you kind of expect to get some insight into her.
Oh, and then yeah, he immediately goes on a work like trip with her other friend, a work friend, And it's like very obvious that they were going to get together, which then they do. And it's just like, there's like no real reveals. You're like, yeah, obviously they were going to.
And then they're both
hook
really
up.
shitty to her about it. And they're both like, well, you were a bad girlfriend. You're bad at being a girlfriend because of the kind of person you are. But we never see, like, there's no flashback. There's no interaction where we get to understand what the fuck what she was so bad at.
Yeah.
Then Robbie starts like insulting her at work. They all work together, and he starts being like, "You're too ugly to be."
It seems so sad. It's like she only had work friends. Like I don't know. That's so sad.
Well, she sucks. Like no one.
Yeah, she does suck. Her character sucks.
Okay,
I keep waiting for,
and I think it could reveal that she doesn't suck.
Okay.
I wrote a note
to
it, but
I wrote a note to myself, and I don't remember what it means.
Okay. Well, and I have more to say about Robbie later.
Rubs Doc McStuffin's nose in her shooting skills. Oh, I do know what this means. Okay.
This is unrelated to what Claire was just talking about. 100%.
Claire, you go ahead and we'll remind you to come back to this point.
Well, I kept expecting there to be some sort of reveal where she had like done something really bad to Robbie. Or
to
something
justify
was
his
misinterpreted.
actions.
Yeah, because he was being way too harsh. And then what did twist with Robbie was now he wants her back.
It was like a 180. I always wanted you. It was like, what?
It's like I've never even imagined someone being so mean to someone else, and then he wants her back. And it's not even like I was lashing out because I couldn't have it. They didn't even say that. I don't understand what's going on with that character.
Yeah, it didn't make any sense. And it's funny because actually Katherine Setter does this a lot in this book where I feel like she had her main character be like, well, you liked me the whole time, but you're the one who broke up with me. And he was like, yeah, well, yeah, but I still miss you. It's like she calls out how it doesn't make sense, but then because one character calls out that what's happening doesn't make sense. That does not solve it. That does not solve it.
And it just seemed like the end result is like, so Robbie's just completely evil and insane. Like,
yes.
What? It seems like that could have been interesting if you wanted to try to justify it
I just
somehow.
took him to be a typical man.
I know.
Okay. And that's why you don't want to see Jack. That's why you think you should squint your eyes closed when you see a shirtless man. Okay.
And also the way I can't remember what was Robbie and cheated on her or didn't cheat on her, but Taylor,
her best friend.
Yeah, best work friend, which is like, okay. Taylor, I guess then Robbie Dumpster is really mean to her. And instead of being like a good friend, being like, I told you so, but like also I'm here for you. Like this guy sucks. Let's talk about it. She was like just real bitch to her. And even like later Taylor comes by and is like, I want to make it up to you. And she's like, you can help me pick out an outfit, but I don't forgive you. Like she was like still being a bitch to her. And I was like, why are you being a bitch about this, Hannah?
Wait, why? Okay. What Hannah did was so fucking shitty.
Yeah. It didn't match her character. It didn't make sense.
Sabrina, are you mixing up Hannah and Taylor? Who?
Hannah's the main.
Who's Hannah?
Hannah's the main character.
Book. I think we only hear her name honestly 2 times, so I don't blame you for not remembering.
I did not know that. Okay, Taylor. Taylor was a fucking bitch.
Yeah,
she wasn't. She was bitchy, but like
wasn't?
she apologized and like she had something shitty happen to her. They have broken up.
Well, just because she had a bad thing happen to her doesn't make her not a bitch.
Yeah.
She's still a bad person.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, I feel like Hannah could have been like, they should have been made up, but like Hannah was lauding over her for no reason.
Very immature of Hannah. I don't say
it felt
Hannah
immature.
Necessarily has to forgive her, but it felt very 5th grade.
Like I won't forgive you.
Yeah.
You can help do my makeup, but you can't come to my party. Like it felt like that, and it was like, Hannah, what's wrong with you? You don't have any friends.
I think it's fair to end a friendship over my boyfriend and my best friend cheated on me with each other.
Did not cheat.
Okay, that is Taylor's version of it. Oh my god, Taylor's
version. Yeah, very funny. It was unintentional.
Very funny. Obviously, they were together before the breakup. That is absolutely
I don't
why
think that
Robbie
was
ended
obvious.
it.
I don't think
No,
that was
absolutely.
obvious. I don't actually
Absolutely.
think that's
What
true.
fucking psychopath would break up with someone the day after their mom dies? If
But
not
you-
because
I
they're
don't think that's
in
true.
their girlfriend's pants,
I
their
don't
best
think-
friend's pants.
I don't
that
think that's
follows.
true.
I don't think
I don't
that
think
follows.
that's true.
Too.
I
The
don't think
thing
that's
you
true.
just
I hate to agree
said.
with Sabrina, but
Wait,
It's
Wait,
clear that they hooked
wait.
up after they hooked up when they went for the first time when they were on assignment together after he dumped her. That's what happened.
that is, I also want to say that Sabrina just said that a reason to break up with someone the day after their mother dies is because you've already been cheating on them.
That would be
I don't
a
agree
guilt
with
on
that.
No,
guilt.
it's like
I don't
that
think
you're-
that it does
no,
make
no, no.
sense.
The point is, like, you're such a fucking psychopath that you are sleeping with your girlfriend's best friend. That's who and why you would break up with someone after their mom died, because you have no soul.
Okay. All right. None of these. I
Okay.
mean,
Well, it's
I
hard
don't
to
think
pin
that's
down
right, but
because Robbie's not a real person. He's not written like a real
nothing
person, so we
makes
can't
sense,
figure this
so-
out.
right. I guess
That's why
that could
there
be
is a
true, but
discrepancy. Yeah, I think either of you could be true.
it just doesn't
way-
make sense either way, I guess, because it's
And it's
not
hard
how
to
people
care.
act. Yeah, that's the big thing. I didn't care about anyone over and over again. I just didn't care about them. So didn't need to. Oh, you know what? Fuck me. We got to take a commercial break. We'll be right back.
almost slipped it right by her.
I'll be right back.
Ooh, free play for us.
Oh my god, free play. What do we want to talk about? It could be
Okay,
anything.
okay,
It could be
okay.
anything.
Oh my god, okay, okay. Panic. Okay, my back is tired.
Oh no, this isn't it. This isn't the thing we're
Okay,
gonna
that's
talk
not
about.
it. Keep moving,
No.
keep moving.
Keep moving past it. Go past the first thought.
Go past
Second
it.
thought,
Go
Clara.
past it.
Go.
Okay.
Oh, I have an idea for a birthday party I'm gonna throw Willow this year.
Okay.
Okay, here's the
Okay.
idea. He'll be turning 5. So half a decade, big year. Okay. Here's what I'm thinking. I invite people over. I buy a dozen toys at the pet shop and I put them outside my door. And when you show up, you get to pick a toy at the door and bring in and give to Willow like you brought it.
Nice. That's good. That's
You
good.
could save some money by just telling people to bring a gift.
No, but I don't want to tell people to come to my dog's birthday party. Also, please bring a gift.
I know. I was about to say, I don't think Clara or I ever did a
Dog birthday
dog
party.
birthday
no.
party. So
Because-
this is a new level,
Do
Jonna,
you
that
think
you're
it's
trying.
unhinged or is it hinged?
I think it's a little unhinged, especially given the fact that you have a child you could plan birthday parties for.
Well, obviously.
Your
we'll-
birthday's later in the year.
Yeah. Well, their birthdays are really close together. It's really cute.
So
just-
instead of doing your child's birthday planning, you're
Not
doing
instead.
But instead, it's
You
a
don't.
weird
In addition.
have you, well, is it an addition right now?
Are you having
Or is
two
it-
separate parties, like a weekend apart, and expecting people to show up and not be confused?
I'll come to both.
Yeah. Okay. Done. It's done. And I haven't thought about what the theme of Devin's party would be yet, but I do have some pretty obvious big ideas for Willa, and I think it's a pretty good idea.
Okay,
You
I
know,
wouldn't say that's
Alfie
a theme.
his birthday was December 27th, so it's like I didn't really have a choice.
You had
But
to do a big Christmas for him.
yeah, and I feel like people would have liked an Alfie birthday party.
Yeah, I would have shown
Yeah.
up.
Yeah.
And if for no other reason than an obligation to uphold our friendship.
And we're back. All right, guys.
Good free
What are we still talking about this book?
Oh, right.
Yeah, we
I
barely
hate
fucking
it.
talked
are.
about it. We've only talked
Oh
about it
yeah,
for
I
1
wanted
minute.
to hear Sabrina's thing from her notes.
Oh
that
yeah,
made-
what was
Okay.
important?
Okay. I realized what it meant. I thought it was a stuffed animal, but it was that Jack Stapleton's dad was referred to as Doc. So I wrote him down
He's
as
a
Doc
doctor.
McStuffins,
Yeah. Okay.
which is why I got confused. But he was out shooting and
a gun
a gun
and
and
bottles or something.
and Hannah happened upon him And he was like,
This is the
little lady, have you ever seen a gun in your life? And then
she didn't happen
just
upon
rubbed
him.
his fucking nose in it.
This
She
was as
heard the
close to
gunshots.
doing this was the only Bodyguard thing she did, was she heard gunshots and ran through the woods. And that we barely get a description. It's like, come on, it's hard to run in the woods. There's lots of trip hazards. Like, could she do some somersaults or something?
And it was nothing. It was nothing. It was just him shooting.
Anyway, yeah.
Cans.
She runs towards gunshots. Smartest person I've ever met. And then he's shooting cans. Okay, go, Sabrina.
Oh, that's all. That was.
I didn't. I mean,
Wait, I think
but
so.
then
Rubbed
she
his
gives
nose in it, and I
away.
liked it. It
Yeah,
was
I
badass.
guess I thought it was stupid because I was like, isn't this just a giving away that you're not who you say you are?
And like, I thought
Or like,
it's also like she's talking up how being with these people is so great. It's like the family she never had. It's like, well, he seems like a sexist asshole.
Yeah, that's true. It's true. She did keep talking about how much she loved the family, and I was like, they don't seem that great. Like, the mom's personality is, I'm sick. The brother's personality is just like, I'm mad at you for killing our other brother. But I guess is supposed to be revealed that he didn't actually kill his other brother. His other brother was the driver.
but he was
So,
keeping his secret, which.
and then there was some
unhelpful.
story about like they were both they drove the fucking car into the water, and then somehow as they were sinking, I don't understand if they're underwater at this point. Jack Stapleton's brother Drew, who dies, but he was able to say like, "Don't tell mom and dad I was driving" or something like that. And I'm like, where?
Yeah.
How was he able to say that? And how are you not able?
Maybe as the
to get
car
the
was
door
falling
open?
from the bridge to the water.
I just
He said, "Don't tell
doubt
Mom
that
and
it's just such a weird thing to be like, yeah, I'm sure. And then you didn't tell mom, like you let them everyone believe that you killed your brother. Sure. All right, whatever. I guess that's supposed to make him a good character for some reason. I don't
Again,
get it.
it's just
odd.
stupid. It's just
It also
stupid.
it seemed like his brother's dying wish was like they were in the car, they're both drowning, the water's rising up, and his brother's like, Jack, don't tell anyone I was drunk driving. Okay, take it there for me.
Yeah,
It's just like that's the thing that's on your mind right now as you're dying. Like,
also, like Jack
focus on
didn't die
peeking out a car window and
right.
swimming the right way, you dummy. He swam down instead of up. How do you even do that?
Well, he was very drunk, wasn't he?
Yeah, but like I was like, did Jack feel guilty for not helping him out of the car? Because it seemed like he could have saved him, but like that wasn't
Definitely
it.
felt like
it wasn't it.
You know, if you're ever buried alive, I want everyone to just hold on to this little fact. You're ever buried alive and you're not sure which way's up, which way to dig. Do you know what you have to do?
Throw a penny.
Where do you get the pennies when you're buried alive?
They put it on your eyes. They put it on your eyes when you're buried alive.
How do you throw it?
You spit.
It's like throwing a penny.
If the spit lands
It's
on
the
your
same.
face,
That's
Yeah,
what
you're looking
Sabrina
for
said.
gravity.
dig up ahead of
Mhm.
your face. If the
Yeah.
spit lands below you, turn around. You're going the wrong way.
I
Very
guess-
similar though.
I always imagine
not
being
really.
buried alive, you don't have a room. to
Yeah,
do
what
things
if
like
you're?
spit.
Yeah, it's hard to imagine
You have
that.
a little room.
You have a little room.
You always have a little room.
Yeah,
Okay.
do you? They always leave a little space for you.
Yeah.
I
All
guess
right.
if
That
you're-
could have helped him
Well, I know
underwater
that
as well,
Kill
is
Bill
my
thing
point.
to do if we're in a coffin, if we're buried
What?
alive in a coffin.
What?
You ever see Kill Bill?
Yeah,
I
but I don't
guess.
remember. What did she do?
I just remember a
can't
lot
remember.
of toes. Uma
Oh.
Thurman, a lot of toes in the back.
Oh,
of the
she-
yeah.
Sound right.
Doesn't have any room in the coffin, but she puts her hand out and then she punches it a little bit. Puts her hand out, punches it a little bit until the coffin breaks, and then it fills with dirt. And then she climbs out from there.
It doesn't
All right.
seem-
I'm not worried about
That
either of
sounds so
these circumstances, to be honest.
Okay.
All right.
I don't want people out there thinking I'm a buried alive expert coming trying to make me prove my point here. I'm not.
Yeah, yeah.
Please, nobody bury me alive.
A quarter, I guess, would be better than a penny.
True.
More likely to have a penny though, because like
We're poor.
they're gonna rob you. If you got a quarter, the person who
Oh, yeah.
wants you dead
Yeah.
is gonna.
Everyone wants a
Oh, yeah.
quarter.
Yeah, nobody wants. a
Let's
penny.
talk about the ending of the book.
Oh sure.
Which is a very stupid thing where they're going on a.
Before
Oh,
we
okay.
get there, I don't want to skip over. some
Oh,
really
please.
cute
Good.
stuff.
Okay, sure. Go ahead.
Okay. Here are my notes. Pretend I'm comforting you. Quote, I don't have to pretend. You genuinely are comforting. Oh, melt, swoon. This happened when think
What?
maybe mom was in the hospital.
Yeah.
And there were like girls there who probably had TikTok and they were like trying to record him. And
Look, I think this is a great example, Sabrina, because he says to her, you don't have to pretend, you're genuinely comforting me. And she doesn't know that he likes her.
Yeah. Still
I mean, come the fuck on.
Also, there are people recording him like and then like for some reason it doesn't instead of going online immediately, it's like weeks later that the pictures go on. Like it doesn't make any sense. It was like that's not how internet works. That's not how a fandom they would immediately be posting. Like, what are you talking about?
First to see if it was real.
Oh my god. Well, anyway, yeah, that was stupid.
Also,
do you have anything else?
They waited for the
I have
pictures to come out instead of just being like, yeah, his mom was in the hospital, so he was in the hospital.
Or like get in front of it. Yeah.
Get in front of the story. Why are you waiting for the pictures of you pretending to make out with her come out? I don't know. Okay. Go ahead.
Another note I have, which was not a positive one, was that Hannah kept humming this little song to herself.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah.
And she'd be like, I don't know I'm doing
I don't know
that.
what this is. And then he like recorded her secretly and like found out what it was. And the song is a song that is not like, it's not rare. It's Dream a Little Dream for me. Dream a little dream for, and it's like,
you heard
I thought it was
someone humming
Dream
it.
a little dream for me.
That's Say a Little Prayer for Me.
Yeah, that's not at all.
Say a little prayer for me.
Okay, now I remember.
Now that's all I can think of.
Right. Hearing
Dream
Sabrina
a little
sing
dream
a little bit
for
of it.
me.
It's like a song in commercials. It's like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
and
like a
it
very
and it
popular
was
song.
like her mom sang it before her
had a bad
dad left
childhood or something.
Yeah, but it was like you don't know. You sing this all the time. You don't fucking know you're singing it. That's crazy.
Well,
People
how about
don't
a
do
famous
that.
movie star not
People don't do that.
recognizing it?
Yeah,
People
none
don't
of-
do that.
None of it made sense.
Cultured. Can I say though? Actually, this one did make sense to me because
Mhm.
I only learned that I hum when I'm nervous from Matt.
Really?
But I
Yeah, but it's not a song. You're just going like,
Yeah, are you humming a specific song and then you don't? Okay, and here you go. Question. Once Matt pointed it out to you, do you continue to deny that you did it, or did you recognize yourself doing it from then on?
Okay, a two-parter. It is not a song that I hum. It is this. Over and over again.
Okay,
nervous
great.
cartoon character.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm like, nothing to see here. And once he pointed out, I was like, oh, I do. Yes, I do hum out of nervousness and to make myself appear smaller, to blend in to my surrounding.
Wow.
It's
Yeah.
getting
Humming
sadder.
doesn't blend.
Humming is
Yeah, it is a noise. It's a noise that draws
It
attention, I would
attracts.
say.
It attracts.
I just hated how every time she brought it up, she's like, "What? I don't do that." It's like, okay, you
Yeah.
bitch. You
And
dumb
what
bitch.
song would I even hum? It's like, oh, the fucking song your mom sang to you every day of her life. Maybe that song.
Yeah.
But you forget what those things are. They're suppressed memories.
So you
Okay, she had
hear
trauma.
them in a jewelry
obviously.
commercial.
I don't remember what happened to her. Actually, here's what happened.
Her
Why I
dad
don't know
left.
what happened to her dad. Okay. I heard that part in the book happen, and I thought, oh, I should rewind and remember what they said.
I sort of have a policy. when I
Didn't
won't
matter.
rewind.
It didn't matter.
I didn't. But I
didn't
heard
care.
the moment in the book
Didn't
happen, and
matter.
then I didn't rewind. But then her mom was dating this guy or married to this guy. I don't know. Who
Dating
was
a guy, I think.
abusing her. And one night he beat her so badly that Hannah thought she was dead, and she like slept in the closet.
Yeah.
You know, that sucks.
Hid in the closet, actually.
Yeah,
Maybe
like a
she should have
coward.
used. Maybe she should have used some of her
Wow, like a
jujitsu.
Sarah.
Hmm? She's been taking jujitsu for nothing.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah,
Child
I
at the
guess.
time.
But it was like,
she's petite
again,
now.
it was just like trauma for trauma's sake. Like, it didn't really inform her character in any way. It was just
Yeah,
like,
it made her not able to open up to
Robbie, but we never saw that.
heartthrob
but Robbie,
B.
why does that? We don't. Yeah,
But
we never saw it, and
that.
also it's not like he was a good person that she.
All we
couldn't-
saw was her easily opening up to Jack.
We
Stapleton.
only ever saw her easily open up, and then we're told there was some
Yeah.
trauma, and it was like, okay,
How interesting is it to see someone closed
not
off?
interesting. It's
don't
far
have
more
that.
interesting to see
That's the
someone
good
closed
part.
off who you have to figure out a way to open up. Far more interesting. Love to see character development.
That's the word.
You know, that's what I love to see in books.
That's what this book didn't have, in addition to a bunch of other stuff.
Wow, this book was so
I can't
believe it's a
disappointing.
Good.
I don't
I
underst-
loved it. I thought the writing was good. It was
I can't-
compelling.
okay.
No, it wasn't. It
Kept
was
me
not. It
interested.
was not.
It made me laugh.
No,
I
no, no,
cried
no,
a
no,
couple
no.
times.
Jesus
This is sort of
Christ,
like
she's
the
lying.
equivalent of an adult Go Dog Go. It's like, yes, I could read as a kid. I could read Where the Sidewalk Ends. I could read Dr. Seuss, or I could read Where Go Dog Go. This is that.
Yeah.
I think
Agree.
it was great. I thought it was lighthearted.
There was a
You guys
point
aren't
at
gonna like my book.
there's a point
Like
at the
this, you don't
end,
like my book.
like when she's supposed to be like convincing the crazy guy who, in the big twist at the end, the crazy guy who's trying to kill himself, convincing him not to kill himself. She like at one point she's like, try. I don't want you to. Don't you want to live? Don't you want to? What if your wife comes back to you? Just step down from the ledge. Give me the gun. And then she's like, see what I did there? Like it's written in there, like in the middle of a like emotional moment that the audio reader actually had to say, see what I did there, as that was like a funny thing she just did when she's like trying to
I
talk
liked
someone
it.
off a
It was
ledge.
First person POV. What else do you do?
It was so
You're
bad.
gonna add your own little
It-
flair.
It was like, this is, it just was another way to be like, there's nothing serious, even in this moment where
Yeah.
this is the most
She
serious
doesn't
thing that
care,
happened. She's not really scared. It's not a big deal. She's making jokes. Like, I hated it.
Loved it.
Also, like
And-
the guy at the end, what was that? He had we seen him before or earlier or anything, or was it
I don't
really
know.
just?
I think they. Yeah.
It didn't feel earned. It
They
didn't
kept
feel
referring to
anything.
him by his screen name as if we're supposed to remember when we heard his screen name before,
don't
but does
remember.
anybody? I don't remember.
It
No.
felt like she wrote a book and then someone was like, this would pay off better if there was like an allusion to him from the beginning so the readers could know. And she was like, oh, okay, I'll mention him on page 7.
Mhm.
Yeah. It really was like, okay, this isn't.
I've said this about a lot of our books, but it felt like a bad English class, like middle school, high school, writer's workshop. Like the person didn't give themselves enough time to write the story, so it's really bad.
Yeah.
Like, oh, and then at the end there's a crazy guy with a gun. Ooh, is that stakes? Like, not really, not the way you've done it. He's not gonna like it. He didn't even make sense. It was like, he's got the gun on Jack. Then what's her name? Hannah comes to the door and the crazy man says, who's gonna die? You or her? And Jack says, me, of course. Then the crazy guy's like, that was a test. You passed. Neither of you are gonna die.
I'm actually killing myself. But also, when that happens and Jack is like, convinced Italian, like, haha, this date wasn't real. I was joking. I did it because I was bored. I'm acting, blah, blah, blah. Stuff that was like so clearly fake that you're like, why is she taking this? Later, she's like, well, why didn't you just use we had a word why didn't you use
The
it?
safe word, yeah.
The safe word. And he didn't have a good reason.
Because he said it was because he was protecting her.
Yeah, but it didn't make
Didn't
Why
want
would
her
sense.
in
the-
danger. That makes perfect sense.
It doesn't
It's
make sense.
insulting to a bodyguard.
It's
It's
insulting, but
insulting.
also like if you'd said the word, then she could have like been like, "Oh, okay," and left, and then
Call the
immediately called the
police.
cops. Instead, she had to figure it out,
Which
like
she was really
was
bad at
so
doing.
dumb.
She did
It
it
was
so
so
fast.
dumb.
She did it before the guy killed himself.
One thing that's kind of cool is when so for some reason, when she comes to the door, the guy has the gun on him. He, for some reason, needs to be mean to her. Okay, it's to get her to go away.
Yeah, which again, he could have just said the word.
Could have just not answered the door
Or yeah,
until she went away. It seems like that's what the crazy guy might have wanted him to do with the gun. But anyway, so he's being mean to her. He's saying, like, I never liked you. The date thing was a joke. And he hurts her really badly. He accidentally like pulls the door over her foot and she's bleeding really badly. And he doesn't
She like
react
breaks
at
her
all.
shoe on her foot.
And he doesn't react at all because he's like, and the idea is supposed to be he's being so mean to her because he wants her to get her to go away. I thought it was like he needed to convince the crazy guy they weren't dating because
That would have made more sense.
jealous.
That would have made
So
more
I
sense.
kept waiting for it to be that, but it was just that he's being mean to her to get her to go away, and the idea that he really like he just, might as well just punched her in the fucking face.
It was so illogical. It was, oh my God. It was such a forced like ending of like,
open the door
I
and
liked
punched
it,
her in the
though.
face.
Wait, what else? Okay.
why did you like it?
I have a related
Why?
note, but it is a negative note. But I don't want my negative notes to reflect anything other than
Yeah,
pure
we don't.
love
We know,
for this
Sabrina. We know
book.
how you feel.
Yeah, sure. This is a joke.
Yeah. So, so this guy, she had called the police and they got there. I would say, if anything, the police are really fucking slow. Because she was able to go in there, go up to the roof, talk to Wilbur, whatever. Like my experience with, I've only ever called an ambulance, but like my experience with calling 911 is that they show up in 30 seconds. Never mind. That's in New York City. I do know of other instances where it takes, unfortunately, too long for them to come. And this was in Texas on a ranch. So, okay, I take that part back.
No,
But
this
anyway,
was the house in the city.
It was in the city. Yeah, it wasn't,
wasn't
on
the ranch.
Yeah, but
it was his
no
city
one's
house.
as good as the NYPD, you know? Or
I don't
guess
know.
the FDNY.
I don't know.
Who runs the ambulances? Anyway, so they arrest him, whatever. Then, like, they talk about him having his successful birdhouse business. I've got to say, for the crimes I count him as committing, seems like he got out of prison real fast.
Yeah, I agree.
In Texas, I just don't think the sentencing is that lenient.
No. And it was also just weird the way she talked about it, because she was like, he's obviously so crazy and he's saying like Jack's his best friend and all that. And she's just like, but we're just happy he's doing good. He just seems good. It's like, no, he still sounds crazy. The way you're describing him, he still sounds crazy, and I would be very much afraid of him. But you know what? Whatever. And then it's like, and happy ending. Guess what? We got married. It's
She did this thing
that.
that pissed me off, where she was like, "I should let you know we're not dating anymore
yeah.
because we're married." It's like,
Yeah.
fuck you, fuck off.
I know.
Wait,
God.
okay.
What a
two other
shocker.
great moments in the book. Just because no one here is defending it, you act like
I got an urge
Yeah,
to
it
hit.
wasn't-
I just got an urge to hit Sabrina.
All right. What are great
Um,
moments in the book, please?
So, when they go to get married, or maybe it's not married, it's, we also forgot that he had this fake girlfriend, Kennedy something or other, or something or other Kennedy.
Kennedy
And-
Monroe, the
Kennedy Monroe,
granddaughter
yes!
of Marilyn Monroe.
Oh my God. And this is
Who
such a
famously didn't have
fun,
kids.
crazy moment. I think impromptu, we should do an improv act out
Okay.
Yeah.
of the Kennedy Monroe
This
scene.
scene felt like my job currently, where it's just like soap opera, like stuff that you're like, this is so stupid, this would never happen, but I guess we'll write it. Like that's what it felt
This
like.
was wild. I think we should act it out.
Sure.
Okay, we're gonna need a Kennedy Monroe.
I don't know
Okay.
what. I don't remember. What was
Taken.
Okay.
Okay, we're gonna need a Jack Stapleton.
Okay, I'll be Jack. Although this is
Okay.
mostly a monologue, I would say, from Kennedy.
It's mostly a monologue from Kennedy, but I suspect there's like some stage direction that other characters. John, do you remember the scene? If you don't.
Describe the scene.
Okay, maybe you should do it, Sabrina. Maybe you should
Describe
do
the scene.
it.
Wait, I
Tell
can
the
do
scene.
it.
Do the monologue.
No,
and then I can do it.
no.
You just have
No,
to give
no,
me the
okay.
context.
Okay,
No.
the context
Jesus
is
Christ.
Kennedy talking about her and Jack versus the possibility of Jack and Hannah.
and how ridiculous
you don't
it would
remember it?
be.
She doesn't
Okay,
remember it.
I'll do it.
Sarah,
I'll do it. I'll do
Sarah,
it.
you've got to be kind of. I'm sorry.
I'll be
sorry.
Jack.
Okay.
I think you should be
If
maybe
you don't,
Bob. I'll be Jack. I'll be
Mom's
Jack.
not even in the scene.
I sort of remember it now. I sort of remember it
Okay,
now, so I'd
Claire,
like a
you
part.
can be Hannah.
Cool, 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 cool.
Yeah, and I'll be Jack, and Jonna, you'll be Jack's mom, and you can play it like you know how Jack's mom feels. So
Jack's mom's not even in the scene.
no, she's there. She's definitely there.
It's like you
She
clicked
got
away
so
mid-reading it.
She got so demoted. It's funny. Oh my God. It's so funny. Okay, we gotta go. We gotta do it.
Okay.
All right. Okay. I mean, like, I'm Kennedy Monroe. I'm so fucking hot. And like, look at you. Like, how tall are you?
I'm 5'1".
Yeah. I mean, that's embarrassing. People can't even see you. You're so small. But I'm hot and like I'm a supermodel. I can't believe anybody would ever think he was with you. Like, I'm so obviously better, right? Jack, right? Jack, right? Okay, wait. No, come on. Everyone, no one would think that you're dating that uggo, right? No one. I'm just gonna ask just to like confirm, right? Because this is fun.
She's
Everyone's
so
having
right.
fun.
She's so right.
Everyone's
She's
having
so
fun.
right.
Hey,
I'm so-
everyone, listen to me. I'm hot. Look at my titties. I'm hot. Would you ever pick this uggo over me? Okay.
I'm Jack, and I'm gonna let this monologue go on longer than it should before I respond.
I'm uncomfortable, but I know she's right.
Would you like if you were like, I want to fuck someone? Would you pick her or would you pick me?
I'm wearing an Ann Taylor. I'm wearing an Ann Taylor suit to Thanksgiving.
I'm like, or like if you were like, who do I pick between the two of these women? Who like, even if you're blind, like, can you smell? She smells funny. I smell like roses, So anybody, raise your hand, like, if you would not pick me, because come on. Anybody?
I, Jack, am confused by the way you phrased the question. Am I raising it if I would pick you or not pick you?
No, like, raise your hand if you'd pick her. Raise it.
I'll raise my hand. I would
what?
pick Hannah.
He's just being nice.
Yeah.
He's just being nice. He
Hannah.
doesn't. I still don't think he likes me.
And I'm Jack's mother, and I have cancer.
I thought you got
what?
But
that's not what we're talking
Hannah,
about.
Oh,
who would you fuck?
Really
who would you fuck?
I would fuck Hannah.
What? You wouldn't fuck me, Mrs. Stapleton?
No,
They're all just being nice.
it's my
and they don't
dying
really-
wish to fuck Hannah.
Kennedy,
what?
you're bad at on-screen kissing. I cannot imagine how you fuck.
What? Oh my God. How dare you? How dare you do this at my party?
I bet you yell at waiters. And it is my party. You were not invited.
I
Perhaps you could shut the fuck up and let the people who were invited go and have sex with Hannah.
Oh, so now it's an orgy and I'm not invited? This
Absolutely.
is the first time in my life that I've never been invited. I've been disinvited to an orgy.
Let's
Okay,
go,
just
Hannah.
before the orgy starts, I had to resew this button on these Ann Taylor suit pants, so it's a little loose. So if we could just be careful with that.
You're fucking Corduroy the bear. You're picking Corduroy the bear.
And
Okay,
Hannah,
I'm out. I'm leaving. I'm out.
Hannah,
I'm hot. What?
I just wanted to tell Hannah that there are going to be naked people at the orgy.
Oh no! I thought
Bring your cowboy boots, stumps.
That's what my son calls Hannah. He calls
This
her
is sending
Stumps
me.
because she's petite.
And see.
And scene.
Wow.
Stumps is not a name for a petite person.
No, it's not a name for any
No.
any person, let alone a woman.
And that is really what he refers to her as in the book. But that was actually, it stemmed from a good note that I wrote down.
Okay.
But in order to explain the good note,
Okay. You needed the act out?
I actually didn't. I don't know
Okay,
why I
alright.
did. I went there,
Okay.
but
Just to make Jonna feel bad, I think, with the demotion.
I
That
did
was-
remember. I remembered. I would have done that and more, I think.
I just
Oh,
do
wow.
not trust that you remembered the scene.
You
Remember, I
acted
read it
very
like
much
Didn't-
so
10
like you
minutes
didn't
ago.
listen.
It
was
didn't seem like you did.
crucial. It was really crucial
Because-
that the Kennedy character remember the scene.
And even as the mom, like the corniness of like Jack being like, I'd pick Hannah. And then everyone at the party slowly being like, I am Spartacus, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
and he didn't do that, Jonna. So I don't know.
I said it. I said.
She said she'd fuck Hannah.
You had to wait for Kennedy.
Yeah,
to be
you were
like,
supposed
"Who
to do
would
it
you
first."
fuck?" Yeah, you had to be
no,
prompted.
Jack goes first, and then Mom goes. I remember
that's
it
not-
so well. I tried to be
That's
true.
not how it happened. You had to be
Uh-huh.
reminded by Sarah.
But Mom and Hannah have this beautiful moment, and
Mhm.
Hannah is like, this made me cry. Legitimately, this is not a joke. Hannah's like, you are the mom I always wanted. It was when she was leaving the assignment.
Pretty
it was
messed
actually
up thing to say.
Yeah, really messed up.
Like a
Really
couple
messed
days
up.
after your mom dies.
her mom was a drunk who didn't pay attention to her.
Still, it's
But-
kind of a fucked up thing to say.
Yeah, still
I
seemed
would
fucked up.
I would sit on it a little.
We
while and
didn't
then
see
decide.
the relationship with the mom
Well,
enough
she
to be
had.
like,
Yeah,
your
all we
mom
saw
sucks.
was like very generic, like, I knitted you something. You know,
Yeah.
like that's like, we
Yeah.
didn't- I guess there is that description. Did I fucking fever dream this where the mom takes old dolls and sands the faces
Oh
off
my
of them
God,
and then
no, you did.
repaints faces and
Wait,
I missed that
sells them to charity?
She
That's what
doesn't
the mom
sand them
does.
off. She like strips them with acetone and takes the face off because she thinks the dolls look like little sex workers, and so she strips their faces off and then repaints them with nice
no.
faces. that she-
No.
But like, here's what I've got to say about that
No.
detail. That's 100% something that the author is writing what she knows.
Yes, it is. That
She
didn't
does.
come out of
You
nowhere.
You don't
That
make
didn't
that
come-
up
I
out
agree.
of nowhere.
I agree.
Mhm.
And Hannah, our main character, is like, it's the thing I love the most about her that she does that. That she finds
Burns.
creepy old dolls, burns their
Burns
faces off with
faces.
chemicals, and then paints them with big eyes.
I love
Making them scarier.
this.
Can you imagine how creepy those dolls look?
Absolutely.
So fucking
I went to a
creepy.
bachelorette party once and I had to sleep in a room that was just filled with dolls, like old dolls. It was just me and the old dolls,
Mm.
hundreds of them.
Was that Sarah's bachelor party? You shared a room with me, and I'm a doll.
Okay.
Reaching.
Reaching.
There's so
I
many
actually-
layers to unpack.
I don't even know if we shared a room.
I don't know that we did.
No, me and you'd shared a room, Jonna. Oh wait, no, that was the New Orleans trip.
No,
All right,
la-
guys,
yeah,
let's
we
move
shared
on.
the tiny little beds.
Yeah,
Welp. That was
Do you
a nice one, Clara.
guys, are we done?
that was a nice time.
Oh wait, I have one more.
Oh,
note.
okay.
One
Go
more
ahead.
note. Something that I loved in the book after they got married, they said that, oh, this is a celebrity thing that he did, by the way. They invited Meryl Streep to the wedding, and she couldn't
Yeah,
come.
finally we
but
name drop
He
celebrities.
sent them steak knives, and they always refer to them as Meryl Streep steak knives, and that's 100%. That felt so real. If Meryl
Yeah,
Streep sent
definitely
steak
felt
knives, I would
real.
always call them Meryl Streep steak knives.
I think a funny bit of that was then she tried to give some examples where she was like, "Oh, I can't find Meryl Streep steak knives. How did our 4-year-old bend Meryl Streep's steak knife so badly?" It's like, wait, what the fuck? Your 4-year-old
Yeah,
was
we
playing
give our
with a
kids
steak
Wait, does she have
knife.
superpowers? Wait, what's going
Yeah.
on?
I've
And,
never bent a knife in my
like,
life.
did she get really hurt? Did the kid get really hurt?
It's very concerning.
Just every part of the book is so stupid. So
All
even that little
right.
part.
Let's take a quick commercial break. We come back. Let's do Goodreads 5-star reviews. Does that sound good? All right.
Yeah.
BRB.
Yeah. Sabrina and I finished our bottle of wine. Yikes.
Is that what
Good
all
job.
this talking is? All this above the
Yeah, the little
looking up?
gesturing. It's always been about wine every single time. I'm not kidding at all.
No, one time it was about berries.
Berries. It's always about something going in
Sounds
there
good too. All right. And we're back. Goodreads 5-star reviews. All right. I don't think I need to say who wrote this. 5-star review. I'll just read it.
Pauline Hoover.
Well, I wrote this book, so I probably shouldn't be reviewing it, but also, how can I resist? I have read it after all many times, and for me, it's just pure sunshine. So 5 totally unbiased stars.
What part's pure sunshine? When the crazy guy wants to kill himself?
Yeah.
I agree.
So it's pure sunshine?
The whole book is pure sunshine as a whole.
What about when the poor sick man is about to kill himself?
But
sunshine?
he doesn't, and then he makes a birdhouse business after his very, very short prison term.
So
This book, I guess it's pure sunshine if you're picturing like a child's drawing of the sun. Like this book is like the equivalent of like I could go and look at the Mona Lisa, or I could look at some random kindergartner's drawing of their house and their family and the creepy people in the house with like all legs, no torso. When kids don't know how to draw a torso yet.
I could stare directly into the sun.
I love it.
That seems like a better option.
Yep.
yeah, I like that.
I could
better.
blind myself so I never have to read a book like this again.
Except I had it as an audiobook, so now I'm just blind and
Yeah,
but you still have to hear
Thanks a lot, Kelly Center, or whatever your name is.
Shannon
Bryce Rocks My
Catherine.
Sock says, petition to get this book option for a Netflix adaptation. Sign here. 5 stars.
Absolutely.
Well,
I'd
they
watch
would
this movie
change it.
100 fucking
I would
times.
probably actually
Okay.
watch this.
But
as a
are you guys
movie.
imagining that in the movie she does more bodyguard shit?
I would hope so. I would hope they
You
would
must
change
be
most,
imagining.
There's going to be a montage for sure
Mhm.
that shows her doing bodyguard shit. Like,
Okay, so can
very
we
early
admit that
on.
this book was missing it? So can that be a...
It just wasn't the focus of this book, and I'm okay with that.
Well, it was the title of the book, The Bodyguard.
I like the idea of a petition. I want a petition for a main female character who is 5'8" or above.
Well, I don't need to see that. I don't need to see that.
All right. That was your
um,
big problem with the book?
Aren't the female leads often
This
tall
wouldn't be the book
redheads?
for that because
Yeah.
she's the bodyguard.
I don't know what her hair color was. Do
And
we
it
know?
has to be like you're
I don't
flipping it
think-
on its head.
I don't know if
5'8", sure, you could be a bodyguard.
I don't need to see a book about a 5'8".
A person instantly feels safe when someone 5'8" is near them. I am safer now because you're here. When you leave,
Do you feel safe with me here?
yeah,
I have probably a broken rib.
but that's okay.
I'm a half bottle of wine deep. There are doors in the city I can't open. I can't open, Sabrina. I have to walk to a different door and try again
In the city,
because of the wind.
but not here.
Well, not
Yeah.
right now, but I'm just saying as an example of my strength. It's low.
Well, if they're locked doors, I don't...
They're not locked is the thing. I can feel that they move. They would move under a stronger force.
Yeah. You know how sometimes you can't tell if a door is locked or if you're just not strong enough to open it?
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
But I mean, I
Yeah.
can tell it's not locked because there's movement there, but it's the force of the wind pounding against me that I can't. I can't.
You got to
push
move.
past.
I don't think you should live in the wind tunnel city
I
anymore.
agree. It's dangerous for me.
Yeah. You either,
Um,
Sabrina.
Yeah. Get out of there while you can.
I'm strong,
Yeah.
girl.
Yeah, that's
Um,
fine. I want you to move.
Specifically to Maryland.
Yeah, or wherever is close to me. Because I'm not going to be here forever. So don't get your heart set on Maryland.
I got you.
Wow. I don't need to read anymore. There's nothing.
Yeah, 2 is good.
2 is
And
good.
that was a clever one, the petition one. And
Yeah.
it's not, that one isn't bad. I think it would be okay as a movie because they would change it and make it better.
You always hope. But I also didn't like this enough to even want to see a movie version of it.
I can't believe I understand that it didn't have
Anything.
D&D action. But the love story was so cute. I was so excited to watch them go along all their little steps. I thought there
What?
was I thought there was
Steps. They
cute writing.
instantly were
They were just
matched
walking.
with,
They were- there
with
were-
each other.
There were
And
a
then
lot of
they
scenes of them were just
pretended not
walking.
to notice.
They really like to walk far. That's all I got from really into going long distances on the ranch. Oh, all right. Let's do our hate rates.
Hate rates. Right. Hate rates. Okay, I'm going to start. To be honest, like this book was a very easy read, so I really am grateful to our recommender. It's quite pleasant to read. There's absolutely nothing at all offensive in it. It's the opposite of offensive. There's like no risk taking in any way.
Mm-hmm.
It feels like an AI generated like prompt to be specifically.
Here's the prompt I put in. I'm scared of everything. Can you write me a story to read before bed?
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to be interested.
She's a bodyguard that gets surrounded by cows and she screams. And then you know what? I'm starting to take more issue. The guy, this Jack Stapleton character, is like, cows aren't dangerous. Well, let me tell you something. All right. And listen closely. My grandfather ran a beef cattle farm. So I spent most of my childhood, like a couple of days a week, on the farm. Cattle are dangerous. I had to carry a big stick with me in case they ever charged me. As a little kid, you have to hit them with a stick.
Did they ever?
Yeah, but if a little kid could stop them,
so they are not so dangerous, huh?
I guess a little kid could stop it with a small stick.
But still, the fact that they charge at you is scary.
Yeah.
It was probably more for your just.
Almost seems like
carry it for safety. But then
seems like an imagination game.
He also let me touch the electric fences, and you would touch them and you would electrocute yourself. So it's hard to say.
Little shock.
What?
No, it was a big shock. Okay. It would throw you forward.
Why?
It was kind of like a ride.
Like a ride. It felt like someone kicked you and you would kind of fly forward.
And that was something you liked.
Why would you do that? I need to know more.
Just because, it was interesting to feel what an electric shock felt like, I guess.
Okay.
And sometimes you'd be crawling under the fence and you'd be too high up and you wouldn't know, but it would hit you.
That has happened to me before, but it wasn't my grandfather encouraging me to do
just to touch it one time to see what it felt like.
Okay.
No.
But to know that you're not really in danger.
Well, I don't know what it does to your heart long term.
Yeah.
Shock.
Well, we'll find out.
Yeah, you'll let us know.
Yeah. Or you'll kind of let the world know in my absence.
Yeah.
We'll say 4 out of 5. Really completely inoffensive.
4 out of 5.
But frustrating. Like it just the lack of honestly, the thing that truly pissed me off the most was like her kind of lack of knowledge of like what it would actually be like to be a celebrity, what their personalities might be like. Everyone's just so nice and empty,
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Like I do like to hang out with people that are nice, but also like I like people that have opinions and complexity, and like I don't want to be around perfect people. Ew. Because
they're really stupid.
But you are right now.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I know. It's frustrating. But here's the thing, if I hang around people that are too nice, I end up feeling guilty and bad. Like Sabrina, you and Meg are so nice to me all the time that then sometimes I leave a hangout and I feel guilty.
That's crazy.
Because I feel like a bad person.
Wow. I think we both also feel that same way as you when we leave.
That makes me feel so good.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh
wow.
okay.
5 out of 5.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh my
5
God.
out
I
of
hate
5.
what just happened there.
All right. I'm 3 out of 5 because it didn't offend me. It didn't hurt me. It just like, okay, my biggest problem with it is the Robbie character. I don't understand how that can exist in a real book. I don't understand how a character like that can exist in a real book.
Mm-hmm.
Like his
yes.
actions don't make sense, and he's purely evil. And I kept waiting for some sort of story behind it, and there never was, and it's very frustrating. 2 out of 5. 2 out of 5.
Okay,
I
but,
changed.
can I just like comment on what you're saying? Because I think in so many of the books that get low ratings, like the Robbie character is kind of the norm, and I feel like what you're cueing into here is that this is a decent book with good characters, and the Robbie character makes no sense in this context.
No.
Yeah.
Don't ever
That's
do
not okay. It doesn't
I
even
just
make
think
sense.
that's what it is. Because
Why
like,
are you
think
try-
about Danielle
You're really
Steele.
trying to get us to
undercutting.
change. It worked for Jonna. It's not going to work on Clara.
You're undercutting my point by putting words in my mouth.
I'm sorry.
I
I'm
don't.
trying to bring you back to how good this book is. I don't know.
All right. Are you done, Claire?
I'm
Or are you
ready.
still?
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Okay.
do I have to
Claire's
re-defend
pissed. She's
myself?
hot.
No, you're
hot.
good. What Sabrina said didn't make sense. It's a 1 out of 5 for me. This book is full of
Wow.
duds, characters that are duds.
Duds.
The worst part of it is that the premise sounds interesting. Again, a female like bodyguard assigned to a celebrity, and it's one of those things where it's like there's a great premise, or it sounds like there's a lot of potential, and literally nothing comes after it. It's such a boring bad book. There's nothing redeeming about it other than maybe I guess it was fast to get through, but that's where it gets its 1. So 1 out of 5 for me.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
And I'm ready for.
Did you give it a 5 out of 5, Jonna? Why are you saying nothing?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm blocking this moment
All right.
for
Go ahead,
a pretty
Sabrina.
important section of the pod.
All right. Go
Okay,
ahead.
okay.
Listen, no, I haven't voted, Clara.
I know,
that
I
you're
know,
ready to
Sabrina.
vote for me as little fucker.
Yeah,
but
I'm
I have not
ready.
yet voted on
Well, you
my
just
rating.
spoke so much during my time, I assumed.
It was actually after you were done. It was before Sarah's time. If anyone should be upset, it's Sarah.
What is with the undercutting? What is going on?
Wow. Okay. Clearly, okay. This is not The Secret. If that's the bar to be a 5 out of 5, then no other book would be a 5 out of 5.
Mhm.
So,
Just give it the 5 out of 5.
acknowledging that it's not The Secret. Yeah, my vote is a 5 out of 5. It was
Okay.
delightful
Okay.
to read.
Okay.
I
Her time's
devoured
up.
it. No, it's not. I loved every second of it. Do I wish there was sex? 100%. I did very much want that. It was not horny enough, but I thought that the writing was good. I was captivated the whole time. Like, I think I love Katherine Center, and I would read anything she wrote. I had a great
Okay.
time reading it. I felt nice the whole time. The premise was great. And you know what? Maybe I just don't know enough celebrities. I felt that Jackal Stapleton felt real.
Okay.
Okay,
right.
some of that I see
Handsome.
the part when you're like, I felt fine reading it. I think you might have said great, but like, yeah, the inoffensiveness, the gentleness of it, no stakes of it.
It
But,
was very
oh,
gentle.
nice.
But then you said some frustrating things like the writing.
No,
was
but
good.
it's just like life
Yeah.
is so serious all the time. What I want is just like pure happy joy.
I know.
This is the book I want. This is the book it's not just the book I want, it's the book I need. I don't need Cormac McCarthy. I don't
You
need
should.
it. I've read it. It doesn't make me feel nice the whole time I'm reading it.
All right.
That's true. You
I
do just
feel-
feel nice reading this. It's
You didn't
Yeah.
feel nice. I felt like
I felt
nice
annoyed.
and stupid.
bored, but like at least I'm not being horrified. Like I don't know.
Yeah, I just felt bored, and that's even.
And it was frustrating occasionally. Just like people don't act like that. Do a flip or something.
Make something happen. Do something. Let's do. I guess time for little fucker of the cast.
Okay, I have my
vote
person.
I'm voting for Sabrina because of during my rate she tried to be like, no, Robbie's a reasonable character, and
Wait,
that's so frustrating.
Okay, the way that you characterize that, Clara.
I really do think that Sabrina had just successfully turned Jonna, and she
So
was
she's
she was
going
feeling
for
really
it.
confident and thought she could do it again. That's what I.
Well,
think
that's-
happened.
yeah.
I think John
So,
turned
maybe I
herself,
should.
but
Maybe I should vote for Jonna, but we all know I can't. She sent me chocolates to the strawberry. So
Okay, I have my person. It's Sarah. Okay, because she was giving her hate rate, she was giving her hate rate, and she was really making some compelling points. And I was like, "Yeah, Sarah, go, Sarah." And then she said, "What? You give her a 5 out of 5?" And I was like, "Okay, this is the last time I try to support another woman. That's the
Yeah.
last goddamn
Yeah,
time."
that was it.
that was
Yeah.
it.
If anything, Jonna, this should. Okay, it seems
Okay,
like you're almost giving a reason to vote for yourself because
Yeah,
it's
that's what I was
like
gonna
I gave
say.
it a 5 out of 5, even though I don't agree.
I have to vote for. I have to vote for Jonna. Like grow a backbone. I'm voting for Jonna.
I don't know. That impression of you was pretty brave. I think that there's some backbone involved.
My vote is for Clara. One, because she's not presenting a special guest as Sarah is. So between the two of them, I had to pick the one without a very adorable special guest.
Very adorable special
Okay.
guest.
And also
Kidding.
you said I was undercutting you, but really you were mischaracterizing me.
Well, I
I
summed it
said
up.
what Robbie was a reasonable character, and what I was saying was he's not a reasonable character, but the other characters are reasonable. Cute.
Yeah, right. No, well, I don't like that either, so it's fine.
Can you say, I guess everyone's the little effer.
I guess everyone had listen.
Really
The
good.
little what, Kieran? The little.
Effer.
It was a little effort.
I guess so. I guess we
guess so,
all
okay.
are tonight.
Can you say bye-bye to everyone? Good. Bye-bye. Okay,
Bye-bye,
we'll do more.
buddy.
You can play with the microphone later. All right.
Really?
Really
All
good.
right. He's so shy. All right. Yep. Everyone's a little fucker. All right, guys. What is next week?
Okay.
It's
either
yeah.
Divine Rivals. Does that sound like a book we're doing?
No, we already did
No,
it.
we already
did
did
that
one.
one.
It's the dichotomy. It's Eleanor Oliphant, or it's the business book.
Dichotomy of leadership?
I think we
Dichotomy.
should do the dichotomy of leadership only
No.
because I know I don't want to either. Should we save it for a finale then?
No,
It sounds
I don't
such
think it's a
stupid
finale one.
It's not a finale,
Yeah,
but
we
I
have
don't
to do
want
it.
to
Dichotomy
read
of
it.
leadership, and then our finale will be Eleanor Oliphant is perfectly fine.
Okay, but think
by
of it
Gail
this
Hunt.
way. What if one of us has the baby early and then
Sarah,
Our-
that's true. We
our
should do
end
Eleanor.
No, I'm absolutely not concerned about that happening. Oh, sorry.
I don't want
Clara?
to, but if one of us has a baby early then and we put off the dichotomy of leadership, we don't have to read dichotomy of leadership.
Exactly, that's what Claire's saying. I think we should do Eleanor next week
All right.
because we
Let's
get to
see
do it
what
next
the
week.
library has for Sappy, since
All right,
have
that's
it.
fine.
I have it checked out. You're not going to be able to check out a book, Sabrina. I'm telling you right now. They're putting a freeze on your account. It just started
how do
today.
you spell Eleanor Oliphant?
ELEANOR space OLIFPHANT.
Eleanor spelled the way Eleanor is
there
usually
a-
spelled. If that helps.
Okay.
Yeah, check it out. Try right now. Try right goddamn now.
All
I might
right.
get
Well,
going,
sounds like
gang.
you'll
It's
be
pretty
buying.
late.
Yeah. All right, guys. We're Bean Book Club. You can
Yeah.
find us on all the socials. Please join our Patreon. Become a patron of the Mean
Oh.
Arts. Oh, what is it, Sabrina?
Her account's fucking suspended, dude.
No, it's not. But there's only one. I have to wait for it.
Wait,
so
there's
I
only
was
one
like-
copy. I have it.
No, sorry, I said that wrong.
Go
There's
to-
only one hold on 30 copies, so I think I'll get it soon, but I don't have it right now.
You're not gonna.
Nobody
get
has it right now.
Try
We're
right
gonna
now.
get-
We're not going to read it till the day before. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's plenty of time.
Be realistic here. All right, guys. So much fun. See you next step. Bye.
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 I just say that second.
Really good. Really good.